Welcome everyone to QSA. Today, our lecture is on Preamble to the Constitution of India by Quadrant State Analysis, very useful for competitive exams. Introduction to Preamble. The Preamble to the Constitution of India is a brief introductory statement that sets our guidelines which guide the people of the nation and to present the principle of the Constitution and to indicate the source from which the document derives its authority and meaning. The hopes and aspirations of the people are described in it. The preamble can be referred as the preface, which highlights the entire constitution. It was adopted on 26 November 1949 by the Constituent Assembly and came into effect on 26 January 1950, celebrated as a Republic Day in India. Historic background of preamble. The preamble is based on the objectives of the objectives which was drafted and moved in the Constituent Assembly by Jawaharlal Nehru on 13th December 1946. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said about the preamble, it was indeed a way of life which recognizes liberty, equality, and fraternity as the principles of life and which cannot be divorced from each other. Liberty cannot be divorced from equality. Equality cannot be divorced from liberty, nor can liberty and equality be divorced from fraternity. Without equality, liberty would produce the supremacy of the few over the many. Equality without liberty would kill individual initiative. Without fraternity, liberty and equality could not become a natural course of things. So, three important words: liberty, equality, and fraternity as the principles of life. So you can see the picture of Jawaharlal Nehru and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in Constituent Assembly. Artist impression of the preamble. The preamble page, along with the other pages of the original Constitution of India, was designed and decorated by the renowned painter Bihar Ram Manohar Sinha of Jabalpur, who was at Shantiniketan with Acharya Nandalal Bose at that time. Nandalal Bose endorsed Bihar Ram Manohar Sinha's artwork without any alteration whatsoever. As such, the page bears Bihar Ram Manohar Sinha's short signature Ram in Devanagari, lower right corner. So you can see the picture, and here is the sign of Ram Manohar Sinha. The calligraphy was done by Prem Bihari Narhen Raizada. Addition of secularism and socialist in preamble. As originally enacted, the preamble described the state as sovereign democratic republic, to which the terms secular and socialist were later passed by a captive parliament during the emergency in the 42nd Amendment. 42nd Amendment. 42nd Amendment, the preamble has been amended only once so far on 18th December 1976. During the emergency in India, the Indira Gandhi government pushed through several changes in the 42nd Amendment of the Constitution. A committee under the chairmanship of Sardar Savarn Singh recommended that this amendment should be enacted after being consulted to study the question of amending the constitution in the light of past experience. Through this amendment, the words socialist and secular were added between the words sovereign and democratic, and the words unity of the nation were changed to the unity and integrity of the nation. Addition of socialist, secular, and integrity. So this is the before version and this is the after version. So you can see here sovereign democratic republic and here sovereign socialist secular democratic republic. So these are the changes. Interpretation of preamble. Sovereign India. Sovereign means the independent authority of a state. It means that it has the power to legislate of any subject and that it is not subject to any control of any other state external power. Sovereignty, in short, means the independent authority of state. It has two aspects. external and internal. External sovereignty or sovereignty in international law means the independence of a state of the will of other states in her conduct with other states in the Committee of Nations. Sovereign in its relationship between states and among states signifies independence. The external sovereignty of India means that it can acquire foreign territory and also cede any part of the Indian territory subject to limitations, if any, imposed by the Constitution. On the other hand, internal sovereignty refers to the relationship between the states and the individuals within its territory. Internal sovereignty relates to the internal and domestic affairs and is divided into four organs, namely the executive, the legislature, the judiciary, and the administrative. Thus, India is a sovereign nation. Socialist India. Before the term was added by the 42nd Amendment in 1976, the Constitution had socialist content in the form of certain directive principles of state policy. The term socialist used here refers to democratic socialism, that is, achievement of socialist goals through democratic, evolutionary, and non-violent means. Essentially, it means that since wealth is generated socially, wealth should be shared equally by society through distributive justice, not concentrated in the hands of few, and that the government should regulate the ownership of land and industry to reduce socio-economic inequalities. Secular India. Secular means the relationship between the government and religious groups are determined according to constitution and law. In Hindi, it is also known as Pantanirapekshata. It separates the power of the state and religion. By the 42nd Amendment in 1976, the term secular was also incorporated in the preamble. There is no difference of religion, that is, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Christianity, and Islam, etc., are equally respected, and moreover, there is no state religion. There is no state religion. All the citizens of India are allowed to profess, practice, and propagate any religion, and even atheism can be practiced. Explaining the meaning of secularism as adopted by India, Alexander Oakes has written secularism is a part of the basic structure of the Indian constitution, and it means equal freedom and respect for all religions. Democratic India. The people of India elect their governments by a system of universal adult franchise, popularly known as one person, one vote. Every citizen of India 18 years of age or older and not otherwise debarred by law is entitled to vote. The word democratic refers not only to political democracy but also to social and economic democracy. Republic India. In a republican form of government, the head of a state is elected and not a hereditary monarch. Thus, this word denotes a government where no one holds public power as proprietary right, as opposed to monarchy, in which the head of state is appointed on a hereditary basis for life or at least until abdication. A democratic republic is an entity in which the head of a state is elected directly or indirectly for a fixed tenure. Thus, India has a president who is elected and has a fixed term of office. There is an absence of any privileged class, and hence all public offices being open to every citizen without any discrimination. Justice, that is law of India. Justice stands for rule of law, absence of arbitrariness, and a system of equal rights, freedom, and opportunities for all in a society. India seeks social, economic, and political justice to ensure equality to its citizens. Social justice. Social justice means the absence of socially privileged classes in the society and no discrimination against any citizen on the grounds of caste, creed, color, religion, gender, or any place of birth. India stands for eliminating all forms of exploitations from the society. Economic justice. Economic justice means no discrimination between man and woman on the basis of income, wealth, and economic status. It stands for equitable distribution of wealth, economic equality, the end of monopolistic control over means of production and distribution, decentralization of economic resources, and the securing of adequate opportunities to all for earning their living. Political justice. Political justice means equal, free, and fair opportunities to the people for participation in the political process. It stands for the grant of equal political rights to all the people without discrimination. The Constitution of India provides for a liberal democracy in which all the people have the right and freedom to participate. Liberty. The idea of liberty refers to the freedom on the activities of Indian nationals. This establishes that there are no unreasonable restrictions on Indian citizens in terms of what they think, their manner of expressions, and the way they wish to follow up their thoughts in action. However, liberty does not mean freedom to do anything, and it must be exercised with the constitutional limits. Equality. This envisages that no section of the society enjoys special privileges and individuals are provided with adequate opportunities without any discrimination. All are equal before the law. Equality means the absence of privileges or discrimination against any section of the society. The preamble provides for equality of status and opportunity to all the people of the country. Fraternity. This refers to the feeling of brotherhood and a sense of belonging with the country among its people. It embraces psychological as well as territorial dimensions of national integration. It leaves no room for regionalism, communalism, casteism, etc., which hinders the unity of the state. The preamble declares the fraternity has to assure two things: the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. The word integrity has been added to the preamble by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976. Jai Hind. Download original PDF of Constitution of India below. Thank you so much.